good morning, good evening, good day, wherever you are. This is my secondary video on the Denon LC6000. These are two of Denon's lower priced controllers. I've had them a year personally, and I'm just reviewing them. I've had no issues at all. Um, Buyer beware. I do not take these things out of the house, so I don't know what banging them around in the back of a trunk or spilling, soda or Hennessy on them, what that's gonna do to them, I cannot tell you. So these things are here. They're actually on my two arms that are extended out of my DJ console, which, like I said, a review is coming on that pretty soon. They are fully integrated into Serato. So if you're running Serato, you don't need to touch your laptop at any point while these things are fired up, because everything you can do by touching the laptop, you can do by touching the faceplate of these two players. And I think that's like a great feature. I'm gonna power these things on because last time I never even powered them on, just so you can see how pretty it looks. Sometimes, looking at the actual product when it's powered on gives you that extra, like, yeah, you know what? I like that. So I'm gonna power them on. Pardon the reach, of course. So when you power them on, it's going to give you the option of turning them into decks. So you'll have either deck 1, 2, or 3 on either side. Now, if you're going to put them together like I have them right now, I'll turn this into deck 1 and I'll turn this into deck 2. If I was going to separate this and throw it over there and put another player in the middle here, I would turn this into deck 3 so that it coincides on Serato when you're playing later on. Like I said, there's no need for you to actually touch the laptop while using these, because all the features that you need are on the faceplate. Right here, you can jump forward and back in terms of the whole scrolling. So if you jump forward and you were in the left column, it'll bring you to the right column. As you can look in the background and see, just by turning this knob, I can go to my tracks and select them, and then I would just press this in, and it would throw that track on the deck over there on that side. You have your loop button, which controls, I don't know if you can see that jumping around right there. You can bring it into the 4 loop, the 8 loop, or the 16 loop, and you press it, boom, it accepts it. That's it. You have your manual loops, which I'm guilty of using on the laptop. I don't know why I still have that habit. But then again, I started out with the first version of Serato. And if anybody has used the first version of Serato, I know you know how primitive that program was. Listen, we as DJs, we appreciated the hell out of that program, let me tell you, because nothing like that ever existed for us. So it was, leaps and bounds versus toting around a bunch of CDs and a bunch of records everywhere. So I'm not knocking the first version, man, because due to the first version is why we have all these incredible tools at our disposal at the moment. You know what I mean? So like I said, you can do the manual loop right here, man. You don't need to even touch the laptop. You have your sensor button. Sometimes you're playing some of those tracks. It's a little kid's birthday party and you're live. And you need to delete some of those words that are coming up. Boom, you press this, auto deletes those words. You have your track skip, which is, common sense, and your beat jump feature. This I don't really mess with too much because now you're asking the player to basically show you where every single 8 loop beat is. And for that, I'll just do that myself manually. So I don't really mess with these two. You have your cue button. You have your play pause button. Like I said on the last install, these buttons are not flim flam at all, man. They are super duper durable and tough. Just by touching them, you can definitely see that there's some type of quality that went into that. Then you get down here to your hot cues, your loop, your roll, and your slicer. Those are all effects that you can use while you're playing live. I appreciate the fact that they put a wheel adjust here, which is basically the tension of these wheels. I noticed some DJs like these really loose, like if you spin them back, it'll just keep spinning. And I myself, I like them kind of tight. So right now it's like, I would say less than half tension. And when I'm doing my house music, this is like a very integral part of playing the way that I play, because just by touching this, I can get it to adjust more accurately on the screen. Then you have vinyl mode or CD mode. There's really not much difference. I just keep it in vinyl mode just because that's the way my head is built. I figure if it can give me any type of feel of vinyl, I'm gonna take that. And yeah, does it feel like the 1200s? Absolutely not. But some of the touch features when it's in the vinyl mode is kind of accurate. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is kind of accurate. You have your sync button, which me personally, I feel this should be deleted off the screen, off this faceplate, because that button right there is where you're watching people set and you're like, yo, is he actually blending? It's very hard to tell. So this is like the super cheat. Anybody that's old school know that, yeah, we don't mess with this button at all. That's never turned on, okay? Now, we have your pitch fader over here. These faders are very, very tight. Some people like them a lot looser, but I compare them to the Technics 1200s pitch faders, which I kind of appreciate because when it's tight like that, you can actually like inch it up with your finger and not have it slide on you. So it's actually a pretty good fader in my opinion. Then you have your pitch bend over here. If anybody has used the old school CDJs, you know that these two buttons while mixing house music with those CDJs were like super clutch, super important. And I appreciate the fact that they did put it on this upgraded machine right now, because these two have definitely saved a ton of my mixes, because sometimes when you try to adjust it here up top with the jog wheel, it doesn't respond as fast. But just by hitting this, you can actually slow the track down and speed it up even more accurately than using the jog wheel. You have your slip button, which allows you later on, like let's say this is playing and you want to turn this into deck 3, you can actually press that and then turn it into deck 3, because it'll light up after you do that. I don't want to play anything on this video because I already got a ton of copyright strikes on my regular channel. I just don't need it at the moment. But like I said, this is my 1-year review of these items. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, man. Listen, there's a lot of stuff to go over as far as audio equipment is concerned, and there's no way that you could answer everybody's questions in one video. So do me a small favor, and if you got any questions, no matter how silly you might think it might be, just leave it in the comment section, man. I'm pretty good with getting back to people. And as far as like subbing and stuff on my channel, like I said, you sub me, I'll sub you back. And I appreciate the likes button. You know, you guys can give it a thumbs up here and there if you like. I would definitely appreciate that. So like, share, subscribe, and catch me on the next one. Peace.